Hello everyone. I am Dilawar Ali from CSET Pakistan, our research and development organization. My topic of presentation is development of fatigue loading spectra from flight test data. Normally data is in irregular form. Our aim is to convert that irregular data into a constant amplitude flow. Outline of my presentation is just a brief introduction, then fatigue spectrum components, fatigue spectrum cycles, and then our methodology, and at the end a way forward and conclusion. History shows many aircraft crashes due to fatigue failures, like in 1954, 1976, 1997, even in 2002 a Chinese aircraft crashes due to fatigue failure, and now recently in 2015 Egypt aircraft crashes due to fatigue failure, and it is still in investigation process. And other one is the budget constraints. The development of new technology but declining government budgets normally makes it difficult to replace the existing military fleets. Therefore, air forces around the world have alternatively decided to upgrade their existing vector in their inventory. Fatigue, what is fatigue? Progressive localized preference structural change. What are the types of fatigue? Normal fatigue and accelerated fatigue. Normal fatigue, when you mount this structure and implement a complete spectrum process, it will normally take years to complete a fatigue process. But accelerated fatigue, a less time taking activity, less budget used in this activity, and you can get results even in weeks or in days. By fatigue life or proliferation, complexity of design, and need to increase service life of a structure. Fatigue life of aircraft is typically depend on the design assumptions as well as the real service load conditions. These loading conditions depend on the environmental loads, and these environmental conditions are normally unpredictable, due to which the life of the aircraft normally increase if the low severity, and in case of worst usage, the life of aircraft decreases as per design life. And fatigue failures normally occur before the completion of life. Actual fatigue life of a structure, normally we can calculate the actual fatigue life on the basis of a representative spectra, which can be generated on the basis of available data you have for that aircraft. This presentation not only covered the aircraft but also other items like fuel tanks, missiles, instrumentation ports, and any other external mounted devices on aircrafts. What is the problem? To find the actual remaining life of a structure is still a problem. Why? Because realistic life is currently not defined unless you are using the original data and you are generating a spectrum from real service data. Error loads are normally irregular. Peak loads are not equal to valley loads. High/low frequencies are there, variable amplitude loading, and not of constant time. Like this one are example of data. Application of direct error loads is the time taken activity. If we run this complete data, it will take normally years to complete 100 flights, 200 flights, or even 1000 flights of data. So, a methodology is proposed to determine the actual flight load subject on an aircraft. That spectra should be representative of actual service loads, realistic, optimum, simplified, in an order, and constant amplitude, so that they are easily applicable on a structure in laboratory. What are the main engineering requirements? Identification of critical locations, installation of sensors for database maturity to get data, data manipulations, and development of spectrum at the end reference counts. We define our spectrum in 5 components. These components are loading levels like 2G or 3G. Many aircraft industry easily understand 2G, 3G, 4G, but frequencies, vibration modes, you are interested in normally lowest vibration modes of higher amplitudes. Amplitude of these higher energy impact occurrences and ambient duration of occurrences. We are going how to calculate all these components from real data. Our proposed spectrum is like this. Our proposed spectrum is like this, in which we define 5 parts. First part is to go from base level till a certain mean level. You can say it 1G or 2G level. And then you have 3 frequencies F1, F2, F3 with respect to their constant amplitude loads. And at the end you have to return from that mean level to a base level. This is representation of a complete one cycle that is simulated in lab. Combination of different cycles makes a big spectrum for 100 or 1000 airframe modes analysis. In this spectrum, main parts are same like the frequencies you are interested in. You can take only 2 frequencies. You can even take 5 frequencies in this spectrum. Development methodology. Critical locations. In this, you have to first of all define your critical locations based on design assumptions and any kind of simulations. Then you have a data recording mechanism in which data registering cards are used to record the data. Database development uses data normally 0.1 to 0.4 seconds, and fatigue spectrum data should be at 1 kHz. Data collection procedure involve the compilation of standardized database based on usage parameters. These parameters can be fatigue load components, attitudes, angular weights, and bands. Data filtering. Normally, when you are taking data at 1 kHz, there are a lot of data and you have to manage. It is very difficult to manage that data. So you have to reduce and filter that data till your frequency of interest. Let's suppose I am interested in only 50 Hz, then I will apply the low pass filtering at that data. And also data reduction, there are many algorithms. Racetrack algorithm is followed in this sequence because it retains the sequence of events. Counts only significant peaks and valleys. This is a brief of racetrack algorithm just to show you that the below data is the original data which contains thousands of points, whereas the red is the racetrack data. That 1000 points is converted into just few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers of points, so that we can easily reduce data having the same shape of the data. This algorithm reduces the GBs of data into just KBs. Then flight segmentation method is used because taxi, takeoff, climb, loiter to generate this separate spectrum and apply these separate spectrums in that order. For example, the taxi spectrum will come first, then takeoff spectrum, then loiter spectrum and descent spectrum. In this presentation, I am following just one for loiter spectrum and the other ones are the same. This is a sample data. We have 3 frequencies, 1, 2, 3, similarly in each part, and there are 3 load levels. This one is this one and this one. First, third and fifth one are the same, and the others one are more than that. ESP analysis, we filter out the frequencies. As I discussed, we require the frequencies to generate the spectrum. We filter out the original data and found 3 frequencies having the higher energy impacts. So I take these 3 frequencies. If you have 5, you can take 5 frequencies. The other low amplitude frequencies are not shown and even not have any impact on aircraft. This is the filtering and averaging procedure. When we filter out that, we can easily determine that which load level this data is. This is, let's suppose, 2G level, then this is again 2G and this is again 2G. This one is a little higher than 2G and this one is 3G. This means what kind of data you are interested in, you can separate that with respect to filtering process. In this case, extraction of data. Now I extract 2G data from this original data. Similarly, if you are interested in 3G data, you can extract 3G data on the base of this algorithm. The final part is the amplitude calculation. Amplitude calculation is done on the basis of selected frequencies you selected previously, and then you find a table of where you can have amplitudes in this form: load factor versus the frequencies. For example, 2G and 10 Hz, 2G and 11 Hz. These frequencies level and their certain load levels. User spectra can be generated easily from well-known methods, the rainflow counting methods and the other level crossing peak counting methods. We are also working on a new and you can say indigenous development algorithm for cycle counting, which is more accurate than even rainflow. The results shown below are from that spectrum, and these are better in the way because rainflow is just in rainflow algorithm, your sequence of events, you can't retain the sequence of events. Our algorithm even retain the sequence of events as well as they can be applied in the same sequence in which they are occurred. Final spectra, as you have the frequency contents, amplitude contents, and you know the time, then you can easily implement this spectrum. You have first frequency known, let's suppose 10 Hz, then 20 Hz, then 30 Hz. You have the amplitude filtered out from the original data. You can generate the spectra easily. This is a spectra from our original flight data that we generated. Final fatigue spectra contain, as I explained earlier, for taxi we have separate spectrum, takeoff another spectrum, and at the end till landing we have different spectrum for each phase of flight, so that these can be implemented in lab in the respective order to get the actual fatigue life. Conclusions: computing the load spectrum from the acceleration response original flight data. Simple, realistic, fluctuating responses are considered. Normally frequency contents are neglected in this part of generating spectra. The normally in standards they follow just the occurrence counts. In this way we consider the fluctuating responses as well as to these mean levels. Static spectrum is representative of service loads, easy to apply to a structure in a laboratory, and racetrack algorithm is used for retaining the sequence of events. Way forward, develop spectra is useful in life estimation, assure safe operation, SHM, engineering failure analysis, damage tolerance analysis, even fracture mechanics. For user spectra, instead of considering the normal load factor, you can also consider others, and the development of a cycle counting algorithm is more realistic and consider the sequence of event is in the finalization phase, which will be available in a month or two. And this project is fully funded by CSET Pakistan, and I am Dilawar Ali, software engineer, data analyst, virtual robotics. Thank you so much.